Hi, my name is Lou, and I'm studying a Masters in Graphic Design at Falmouth University. As part of my current module, and for the last 8 weeks, I've been working on an industry set brief, which I'd like to share with you over this presentation. Out of 4 industry set briefs that I was given to choose from, the Science Museum brief appealed to me the most. I attended a webinar at the beginning of the project that was with John Stack, the Digital Director of the Science Museum. He gave lots of helpful information on the museum and about the brief that, for me, confirmed that I'd made the right decision. The brief is to get more people and visitors to discover the many items in the museum's archives, which are currently being digitised. While John was talking on the webinar, I made various notes and wrote down ideas as they came into my head. One student asked, "What do you think the outcome will be for the audience of this project?" John answered, "To search and discover through surprise and delight." The idea for an escape room came to me as soon as John gave this answer. I mentioned this idea to my tutor, Ben, who said I must almost work backwards now from this idea to go through the process of the project. So whilst the escape room was in the back of my mind, I tried to be open to all other ideas and see where this project might lead me. I began my research by looking at other archives that are being used online and felt a little disappointed that there weren't many alternatives to essentially a search engine which gives you filters that can help narrow down your search. I am pretty sure that organisations like the Science Museum are still in the process of digitising all their information, and so perhaps once that's complete, ideas for different and exciting ways to present the content can be looked at. Putting together a strategy and project plan really helped me understand the brief and who, in particular, this project is aimed at. I put together some questions and also went back to a previous module where I referenced a process of design thinking that I had identified with. As it happens on this project, the process didn't work in the correct order for me, but it helped to make sure I'd thought about the project as a whole and armed me with the right questions to narrow down my research. Once I had established my audience, who they were, what they liked doing and what mattered to them, and also looked at current trends in science and technology, I could put together a couple of mood boards along with a mission statement for the project and then begin working on ideas. The escape room idea was still my favourite because I felt it had the most potential and would appeal to my target audience, the Gen Z and millennial generations, who would rather spend money on experiences than things and who care about the world around them. So how does it work? The idea for an escape room would mean it could be used in many different ways. It could be accessed and played online or visited as a physical space in the Science Museum or even installed in various locations across the country. There could be one adventure or many different adventures written relating to the various areas of the Science Museum, i.e. space, weather, animals, plants or energy. For my example, I've chosen to focus on the human body, disease and viruses. The invite. Couples, families, friends or colleagues would become scientists for 60 to 90 minutes that race against the clock to find where a global pandemic originated in order to create a vaccine. The event. Players will look at past pandemics and see what was used to help patients who became infected, view instruments and tools that may have been used in surgery, and read public health information that was given out to protect others, all providing clues and information to help them on their task. These objects taken from the Science Museum archives could be viewed physically or via iPads that players would interact with. For example, this wax model of a plague scene and a protective mask worn to prevent the plague from 1850 to 1920. Players will be taken on an immersive journey from a briefing room and a hospital to a science lab and a rainforest, ultimately revealing that as the natural world and our own human world become ever closer, the potential for coming into contact with more unknown diseases and viruses is great. The outcome. Whether players escape or not in the allocated time, they will have had an experience of stories through objects, making them aware and educating them on current issues facing our world today. The tone is fun and playful, not political or accusing in any way, especially with the current pandemic. The overall goal is to get players to find out more about the subjects raised in the game and share their experience with others. I have really enjoyed working on this project, and even though the idea came quickly, the overall process has helped me refine my idea and make sure that it would appeal to my target audience. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to interview anyone from this audience this time, but I did get some positive feedback from my peers and tutor. I feel my lack of skills in writing and 3D design let me down in the presentation of this project, but I feel if I were to take this further, I can enlist the help of experts in these areas to bring it to life. I'm aware that I'm not quite in the target audience myself, but I would love to share this experience with family and friends and believe it would be a great opportunity to bring more people into the museum and get them excited about science. Thank you for your time.